Testing, testing, testing. Hello everyone and welcome to game week 3 of the 24-25 Optegra Premiership, where you join myself, Ryan Sipple, alongside Championship superstar Rick and Shah for not GBG Knights versus Sale United, as you can see on your screen. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, we should be back up and running. Ricken, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay. Apologies to anyone tuning in and for any difficulties we've had. We sadly wasn't able to stream the opening game between Newcastle United Foundation and Norwich, but we should be up and running now and should have a great game here. What are your expectations for this one?
I think it's going to be quite a tight game. However, I know Greenbank don't have Marcus for this weekend. I spoke to him earlier on this week, and I think he broke his ankle on Monday or Tuesday, so he's really gutted that he can't be here today. But hopefully Jacob and Luke can be a strong players for Greenbank this weekend. And it should be a good game. It should be very tight. But yeah, let's hope it's a good game today.
Yeah, I I agree. I mean, the loss of Marcus Harrison will be really significant, but it'll also let us see what Greenbank are like within the Premiership division. They obviously acquired his services in the kind of the off-season, and that's a really early chance for Liam Fitzpatrick. Not before, couldn't even get through the team lineups before Amit Ali or Bubba over-committed to that one. But this is essentially the lineup that they had in the Championship last season. If you obviously Liam Fitzpatrick is another player who's joined them, so let's see their level without Marcus Harrison, who I'm sure you'd agree, one of the best players anywhere in the world, one of the best players that's ever played the sport, full stop. So no doubt will be a sore miss. Villa Rockets, not necessarily the start they would have wanted to the season, but a team in transition. They've seen a lot of players come in, so adapt into life with them. But if you look at the table, this is 6th versus 7th. Greenbank on 12 points, Villa Rockets on 11, so should be really close.
It should be a good game. Greenbank started really well. And Jacob's just on the board at the moment, battling hard with Dave Lewis. And they're looking to play the passing game, which I know that they've been training on.
So to go through the squads as they sit in front of myself and Rick, and starting with Villa, they have Dave Lewis, who's wearing the designated goalkeeper jersey in grey. In the burgundy is Amit Ali, Summer Rice, and on the far side is Bobby Allen. And for Greenbank, they have Cody Taylor, Jacob Bookplatt, Luke Kelly, and Liam Fitzpatrick. But as you've already mentioned, a strong start to the game. Can they capitalise before Villa settle? It's a good crossfield ball cut out by Dave Lewis. He needed to make that. Liam Fitzpatrick putting himself in some fantastic areas very early on. Obviously, you are currently sitting very pretty at the top of the Championship table, Rickin. From your perspective, how have you found the season? Because from the outside looking in, you've been absolutely sensational.
We had a meeting at the start of the season to just sort of see where we wanted to take the team. We brought in some young players with Stanley Ball and George Shippey. We had a rebuilding session in the summer, and things have been really well. The team morale is really high at the moment. Everyone's laughing and joking when we're off games.
It's so important, isn't it, to have that part? Obviously, it's the balance. This is an elite sport, and you want to be and act like elite sportsmen. But if you don't enjoy your trade, it can bleed onto the court, and it can affect performances. It can affect morale, among many other things.
Absolutely, and you hit the nail on the head there. It is elite sport, and you know we all want to achieve in the sport, and that's sort of what we set out to do at the start of the season. Did we expect it to go as well as we did? Maybe not, but we'll take it. It's even more remarkable the level of consistency you're showing once you take into consideration those transfers that in and out of the club. Not only have you brought players in, you've seen some key long-standing players leave as well. So, no, long may it continue, and hopefully, all being well, and if you continue your current trajectory, you'll be playing in this division next season. That was the aim at the start of the season. We always set out to get promoted. We've had that target for the last few seasons, and it hasn't happened. But yeah, hopefully this time next season we'll be here.
So Villa growing in stature, growing in confidence. Can they capitalise here? Dave Lewis to take. Yes, Bobby Allen in support, who he fires it into the side of, intercepted by Jacob Bookplatt. That will be a key battle in this game. Two of the country's brightest young prospects. Bookplatt with responsibility of that central position.
He doesn't look out of place here either.
He's not. He is just a brilliant player. One of my favourites to watch. And as long as he develops and matures on the current pace he's doing, he will be a superstar for many years to come. And as he weaves past the very experienced Dave Lewis, met by Amir Ali as Liam Fitzpatrick in support. Luke Kelly just taking up a position in the centre behind, has to be careful of his placement. Any ricochets or rebounds could have resulted in a 2-on-1 against Greenbank, but they're fortunate to capitalise on one in their favour. So indirect free kick. Jacob Buckplatt has Luke Kelly and Liam Fitzpatrick in support. He looks like he's looking to Luke Kelly. So it may be a passage between the three players from Luke Kelly to Liam Fitzpatrick. Let's see. Into Luke Kelly as suspected. Fires an effort, a goal straight away. Blocked by the stationary Amir Ali and out of play for a goal kick. It's good end-to-end stuff here in the opening 5 or so minutes, Ricken.
Yeah, it is. Like we said at the start of the game, you know, we expected it to be tight. It is pretty tight. Both teams have had chances. So yeah, hopefully they'll be able to get a goal, one of these teams, in the next 10 or so minutes that's left of the first half. And it should make the game more open then. Because you'll have one team trying to defend that lead and one team trying to attack to potentially score an equaliser.
Bobby Allen trying to find the gap between Jacob Buckplatt and Cody Taylor. It's not there to find though. But persistent work from the Villa number 7. I suspected it would be a battle. It's proven to be exactly that as Bobby Allen wins his side a corner kick. Live on Court A. Sevenoaks versus Teesside. See if we can bring up the other scoreline. You'll see Teesside in the first 7 or so minutes boast a scoreline of 2-0 as Bobby Allen fires the ball into the box, also colliding into the fire door on the far side.
Jacob and Dave are having a good battle here at the moment.
Yeah, youth versus experience. Thank you to everyone that's tuning in to the YouTube stream and getting your comments in. Dylan, we have been told that Marcus Harrison is unavailable for selection this weekend due to a broken ankle. That is the word at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. So if you're going to capitalise on Greenbank missing a key player, game week 3 is the place to do so. And to Michael's comment about Liam Lynch, yet another Republic of Ireland international who has signed to play their football in the English WFA National League for Villa Rockets. I can't see him around the court. I have seen him already this morning. Whether or not he has to go through some sort of classification process prior to competing, I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully he will be available for selection as soon as possible. His compatriot Naglis Montvillas, a superstar in the championship as well, also tuning in to see him feature. Jacob Buckplatt is going to weave the ball. Definitely didn't go over the line. The right decision from the officials. Persistent work from Jacob Buckplatt, but Amir Ali did force the post out of the way. I think we're trying to understand the decision, as is Luke Kelly. I think an indirect free kick has been awarded to Greenbank in a very promising area. But even Luke Kelly is asking the officials the reason to the decision. 2-on-1, I think, was signalled. So an indirect free kick Jacob Book-Platt comes over to take. Luke Kelly in a very good position to capitalise. Interesting setup here. Very square with Liam Fitzpatrick, but just alters his position at the last minute. Fired into the side of the defence. So Bobby Allen has an opportunity to break.
Luke's very experienced in these types of battles, having played with him over the years.
Yeah. Obviously, he was a standout in the championship last season as Jacob Book-Platt. Another in that incredible championship winning side. Dave Lewis just trying to break. I've been reliably informed that Liam Lynch is in the corner. He's just out of my line of sight. As Liam Fitzpatrick, again, really good position, but fantastic defending from Amir Ali. So Liam Lynch, just as I was talking about him, comes on to make his WFA English National League debut. A huge congratulations to him and his family. What a moment. Let's see what he can do. Had the pleasure of watching him at various international competitions, and I very much doubt he'll look out of place here. He's an excellent addition for Villa. And I think it just shows the trajectory of the WFA National League. Wouldn't you agree, Ricky? Is that some of these superstars from different countries around the world want to test their abilities here?
Absolutely, you know, it's amazing to see so many international players wanting to come and play the sport in our league. It kind of makes you think that we have the best league in the world if they want to all come over. We had Valentino last year with West Brom.
Yeah.
And then you've had the two Donaher brothers this year in the Prem, as well as Naglas in the Championship. And now you mentioned Liam as well.
Yeah, to have 4 active Republic of Ireland internationals competing within our National League, that has got to help their national team as a whole, don't you think, in terms of them playing at such a high level, and to do the football in Ireland no discredit. It's just it's a natural step up in terms of level, in terms of intensity and prevalence of game. So I have no doubt come the Euros in September, the Republic of Ireland will massively benefit from their players being tested at the very top level.
Absolutely, and when you've got you know, an England team that has got many players that have coming through the development teams and the regional emerging talent program, you know, it only bodes well for the sport and for them coming over and trying to play their sport at the highest level possible. It's amazing.
Great ball from Jacob Book-Platt. Liam Fitzpatrick just didn't quite find the timing to force the ball between the experience of Dave Lewis and Amir Ali. But Greenbank probably, you would say, have had the better of the exchanges after 14 minutes, but with it so finely poised at 0-0, it really is anyone's game.
It's been a very good first half for both teams.
Following this one, Greenbank take on Aspire, which will be a real test without Marcus Harrison. And then later today at 4:30 they play Middlesbrough. Tomorrow games against Sevenoaks and Leeds Chariot. So a testing weekend, both in terms of quality of opposition and the intensity. You'll know as much as any other established player within the National League would. 5-game weekends, they must be grueling. You have to maintain concentration and alertness and that level of intensity across 10, 12 hours sometimes.
Absolutely. You know, in the last weekend when we were playing, we had a 5-game weekend. We had the first game on the Saturday and the first game on the Sunday, as well as the last game on the Sunday.
Exactly. It's almost the time in between games that you need to ensure that you're not completely relaxed. You've got an eye on the next game, but finding the balance to recharge the batteries, both physically and regarding the chairs themselves, and ensuring you're raring to go. But that was something that was so remarkable about Muscle Warriors, that level of consistency. You was just as good in your first game on the Saturday as you was in that last game on the Sunday. And I'm right in saying Villa Rockets Lions was your last game on the Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the game that we struggled with in terms of fatigue. You know, we were all very tired. Our muscles were hurting. It was a big weekend for us because we had 3 massive games on that Sunday. You know, Man United, GBG Knights, and Villa.
Minutes played. Villa Rockets 0, Greenbank 0. It's been a really entertaining first half. Whilst Greenbank have had the better of the attacking pressure, momentum and chances, Dave Lewis and Amit Ali very well organised. Nothing's threat there. Goal line a great deal. Liam Lynch yet to really have an impact. I would have liked to have seen Summer Rice dummy that. I think the ball had the pace on it to reach Liam Lynch.
Jacob's done very well there.
Yeah, nice football. Beautiful football. Just short, snappy exchanges on the edge of the Villa box. But Jacob Bookplatt couldn't quite generate the power. It's something that's maybe been lacking in the first few weekends for Villa Rockets, is that chemistry between Amir Ali and Dave Lewis. But from what I've observed in this first half, it looks like whatever they're doing in training is working, and they've got a solidity and a level of collective understanding that we haven't seen so far in the division. This is a really good opportunity, and this is where curse of the commentator may become a real thing. They're going to be tested via this indirect free kick. Jacob Bookplatt in constant communication with Luke Kelly. Looks like they're going to go through a routine. Luke Kelly constantly moving. He takes a position out wide, fired into the side of Liam Fitzpatrick. Very interesting decision. Liam Fitzpatrick was so rooted to that spot that Liam Kelly taking any position here would result in a 2-on-1. But that being said, Mark Kerrison looks as if he's awarded the 2-on-1 in favour. Dave Lewis is appealing something. I'm just trying to understand what. So Mark Kerrison is saying that there was a foul, but as I didn't see a foul in that passage of play, but Mark Kerrison did signal for it, but he does take the advice of the official, and a 2-on-1, probably rightfully so, awarded to Villa Rockets. Very strange passage of play, that.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd have thought if Liam had moved forward, Luke would have definitely had an opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net. So I'm not sure why he didn't move forward.
No, but that Luke, was always going to take a position out here, and it was always going to end in a 2-on-1 because he was kind of blocked off by the defensive structure of Villa. So, strange decision. Final 30 seconds, very even half. It's going to need that real moment of magic in the second 20 to spring it into action, spring it into life. But anyone that's a regular viewer of the WFA National League, whether that be Premiership or Championship, will know that it's razor fine margins. And I'll show you the league table at the half-time break. You'll see how closely matched these two are in terms of results, in terms of placement. Again, thank you to all that are tuning in. Really great numbers in the YouTube stream. So a goal kick. Summer Rice does well to put pressure on Luke Kelly, but Luke Kelly, so experienced, so calm under pressure. And that signals the half-time break. Villa, Rockets 0, Greenbank 0. You're joining myself, Ryan Sipple, and Ricken Shah in game week 3 of the 24-25 Optegra Premiership. Is this your first game of commentary, Ricken?
It is, and it's very daunting.
You'll settle into it seamlessly. It's always the case when people commentate for the first time, but I hope it would be the case for you, and it typically is for others. And they just get the bug because there's no one better to talk through games than players themselves. And everyone just wants to play, contribute, watch, commentate, and it's fantastic to see. I'm turning people away for commentary now, which is just such a good thing to do. It makes my job so much harder in organising the commentary rotas that we can hold people accountable for the levels they produce. So just like if you're not performing in the National League playing, you'll be brought off. If your commentary's at a good level and you're consistently doing your research and contributing effectively, we will have opportunities, but that just shows the level of the sport at the moment.
Absolutely, and that's the way it should be. You know, you want the best of the best doing this job, and the WFA shouldn't settle for anything less.
Let's bring up the live league table. That factors in both this current result and the result on Court A, which I believe Teesside are leading Sevenoaks by 2-0. But you'll see Greenbank in 6th, Villa Rockets in 7th, both played 10, both won 3, both drawn, Greenbank have drawn 3, Villa 2, and then the reverse for the losses. But a win for Villa would see them leapfrog Greenbank in the standings. There's a little bit of ground to make up on Aspire in 5th, but you're seeing the fluctuations in games played, and some have played 8, some have played 9, some have played 10. So many different factors that need to be taken into consideration. An earlier win for Newcastle United Foundation takes them on to 21 points. And talking to Jamie Harrison, I think he said that Newcastle have had some really tough fixtures in the opening 2 weekends. Game week 3 for them particularly more favourable on paper, and they'll be looking to secure maximum points. So we're going to see a lot of shifts and changes in the table, but it's fantastic to see, and it just speaks to how competitive this division is. But anyway, thank you to all that are tuning in, to myself and Ricken Shah. We'll be back very shortly for the second half. Hello everyone and welcome back to the soon-to-be second half of Villa Rockets versus Greenbank in game week 3 of the 24-25 Optegra Premiership, where you join myself, Ryan Sipple, and Rick and Shah for the action live from the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. Thank you again to everyone tuning in. By all means, get your thoughts, comments, predictions in the comment section and I'll give you a shout out. But very even first half, would you say, Rickin?
Absolutely, yeah. Both teams have had their chances to score. But I'd say actually Greenbank will probably had more of the opportunities than Villa. But very even so far.
Yeah, very even indeed. This is a nice dynamic Villa lineup. They've brought on Bobby Allen back on it in place of Summer Rice, and he puts it on the path of Liam Lynch, who desperately tries to find that gap between Cody Taylor and the left-hand post. That is the best chance Villa have had all game. They're looking to start the second half with some real vigour. I couldn't even go through the team lineup. Just seeing what Bobby Allen's doing in terms of intensity of closing that gap, and a fantastic start to the second half.
Wow. What an introduction.
I suspect if Liam Lynch scores, you'll not only get the eruption at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre, you'll also get an influx of people in the comment section cheering him on. He's very well supported, both here and abroad, and he's putting pressure on Greenbank here. We've got Sean and Thomas Donaher to our right, observing their international teammates. We already know we've got Naglis Montvillas tuning in at home. Goal kick for Jacob Bookplatt. Nicely fired into the path of Luke Kelly. Just too much pace for him to really grasp. Out for a Villa goal kick.
They managed to get themselves out of a bit of trouble there, which is always good to see.
It's something that I see fairly often in Power Chef football, as Luke Kelly's going to have an attempt here. Across the box, over to Liam Fitzpatrick. Good work from Greenbank. It's end-to-end stuff. What I was going to go and say is, once you're playing out from a goal kick and the opposition intercept it 2 or 3 times, it's just as much of a psychological battle as it is kind of technical or tactical. You're desperately just trying to break that press, and because you're overthinking things so much and you're looking at Bobby Allen driving forward, you're looking at Liam Lynch trying to be assertive in your action and breaking the high line, can be really difficult. But Jacob Bookplatt brilliantly there, and turn a defensive spell of pressure into an almost immediate attacking one, and that's again another really credible opportunity for Greenbank to score. Something I've been wanting to talk to you about, Rickin. Obviously, Muscle Warriors, as already mentioned, doing so well in the Championship. You're the predominant central player for Muscle Warriors. How have you found the acquisition of Hannah Hindley playing behind you? She's been so good to watch. Does she provide that stability? Does she give you confidence to expand your attacking game?
Absolutely. When we first heard that she wanted to join.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you. An absolutely fantastic goal. Dave Lewis fired the set piece into Bobby Allen, and he capitalised on Jacob Bookplatt trying to close the gap to Cody Taylor and squeezed the ball in. Absolutely brilliant from Bobby Allen. He read the play, made that split-second decision, and put Villa 1-0 up. You could say against the run of play. I wouldn't necessarily say that's been so even between the two. And game on now. Liam Lynch looking to add further damage to the scoreline. Luke Kelly not necessarily happy with that interaction, and out for a play. Sorry, you were saying Hannah Hindley. Have you really enjoyed playing with her? Because the chemistry and the teamwork that you exhibit has been probably the best kind of duo in the Championship for me.
Yeah, absolutely. When we first heard that she wanted to come, we were like, yeah, sign her up straight away. And what it's allowed us to do is play knowing that we've got some stability at the back, which is why we're able to go and express ourselves out on the pitch. It's probably one of the reasons why Jacob is doing very well at the moment, scoring all those goals. And yeah, we're playing with freedom because we know that she's there at the back, and nothing's really going to get past her.
Yeah, it really is fantastic to see. So this is end-to-end stuff here between Villa and Greenbank. Liam Lynch just powers it into the side of Luke Kelly, as suspected. A lot of Villa and Liam support in the chat. They really like that opening goal as Liam Lynch now tries to squeeze the ball through, not once but twice.
Very well defended there.
Yeah, much better. They've learned from their mistake. I mean, it's a game of margins, and you can forgive Jacob Buckplatt for closing the gap in the centre, because that's the ball you typically see across the face of goal, off to the alternate winger. But Bobby Allen just somehow reading the game so brilliantly to deceive his opposition and find the gap into the post. And now he's tasked with trying to stop Luke Kelly from breaking, and doing a great job at that. We've had 26 minutes. Villa Rockets 1, Greenbank 0. This is the battle as Bobby Allen just plays it off Jacob Buckplatt for a corner. Will be just out of shot. He has the option of Dave Lewis as the closest. Liam Lynch at the back post. Let's see what routine they opt to choose. Into Dave Lewis. Well blocked by Jacob Buckplatt. Kelly. Cushion pass into Jacob Buckplatt.
I think he should have tried to play that back to Luke Kelly there.
Yeah, I think you could see the frustration on his face, but fortunately he does come away with the kick in on the far side into Jacob Buckplatt. You have to commend Villa here. It's just a really well organised display so far. You've got the experience of Dave Lewis and Amir Ali, and then you've got the youth and the energy of Bobby Allen and Liam Lynch. Then Fitzpatrick overcommits, but well closed down by Amir Ali nonetheless. As you can see, scoreline on court A, still Teesside 2, Sevenoaks 0. Jacob Buckplatt into Luke Kelly. No real power and or accuracy on that, so Liam Lynch locks it up in the centre with Jacob Buckplatt. We have got a packed day of action here at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. Next up on Court B, I'll be alongside Greg Baxter calling the action of Aspire versus Leeds Chariots. What a game that promises to be. Leeds Chariots fairly faultless in the Premiership so far. They're top of the table and they'll want to continue being there. Jacob Buckplatt. Been another goal on Court A. Once again in favour of Teesside. If you're Greenbank here, Rickin, what do you do differently to try and force an equaliser? Because what they've tried so far just hasn't really seemed to work. They've had certain chances where they could have found a goal, but Amir Ali and Dave Lewis so well organised. How do you break that down?
I think what they need to do is maybe change the person on the back post. I think maybe they need to do more dummies, maybe. I don't know what they've been working on in training, but that was a good chance there. But yeah, maybe do some more dummies to deceive the opposition. But the defence of Villa is very, very good at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. I've just noticed they're out without Hamza Midir at the moment, who, for me, one of my favourite players to watch in the Premiership. So they're without some key personnel, and you have to give Liam Lynch a little bit of a grace period. Adjusting to the intensity of football in England is probably greater than what he's experienced in his home country. As mentioned, he's an international player, so he knows what it's like to play against top players in the world, but it's still going to be an adjustment for him as he just comes off. On comes Summer Rice. A nice little cameo. Should Villa go on to secure the 3 points here, he'll take a lot of confidence from his contributions and just his work rate, and I'm sure the coaches of Villa will be very pleased. Bobby Allen trying to bypass Luke Kelly. It does so. Summer Rice has to be careful of her placement. Lucky to escape 2-on-1, which he doesn't. That's frustrating. I would have really liked to seen Summer anticipate the trajectory of that ball. It was fairly telegraphed that it was coming down into this bottom left-hand corner where we sit. Just vacate that space quicker so it allows Bobby Allen the room to roam.
Absolutely, she should have just stayed in reverse and know where the gap was between the two players in order to get out.
So a chance there, just wide of the right-hand post. Again, we could have seen Summer Rice potentially capitalise. If she had just read that, she could have angled her chair in a fashion that she angled it goal-bound. Will that missed chance come back to bite them? We will soon see. We've got under 8 minutes now for Greenbank to find the equaliser. You have to say Villa have settled into this second half the better of the two, but the quality on show for Greenbank, they're going to be a constant threat all the way till that final whistle. So if Villa can get a second goal to give themselves a buffer, they're going to want to take it. And there's a potential break on. Bobby Allen picks it off, no doubt looking for Summer Rice, but a crucial interception from Luke Kelly. The danger still live. Out for a goal kick. This has been a great game. Really end-to-end stuff.
It definitely has. You know, after the first half, you wouldn't have thought Villa would have been on the attack so much. And they pinned Greenbank right back.
So, I thought it was a goal kick. It's going to be a corner taken by Bobby Allen. Dave Lewis, once again, the closest option.
He tried to get through the gap between the two players there.
It's that balance now of preserving their one-goal lead. Do they look to add a second, or do they look to just kind of wind that clock down and manage the minutes left? Liam Lynch back on in place of Bobby Allen. Dave Lewis, you can see his visible frustration with that missed chance. Not sure what he was necessarily going for. Maybe he was looking to replicate the achievement of Bobby Allen in squeezing the ball between Jacob Buckplatt and that right-hand post. That's a beautiful touch. It's unfortunate that he can't keep it in, but that just is a little glimmer, a little sign as to what Jacob Buckplatt can do. Had the pleasure of coaching him on a recent FA Regional Emergent Talent Programme, and as already mentioned, he is one for the future. So technically proficient, even at his young age.
Absolutely.
Good work from Liam Lynch there. Can he keep it in? He does so. Such strong play and keeps it rooted to that touch line to keep it live. Flick to Dave Lewis.
Well,
yeah, really so. But that's the danger of overcommitting. Had Liam Fitzpatrick been a little bit more advanced, I don't think there was necessarily a need for him to be as defensive as he was. Greenbank could have capitalised on that rebound, but as has been the case all game, end-to-end stuff. As we mentioned at the half-time break, 3 points for Villa Rockets would see them leapfrog Greenbank in the stand-ins. And what a great way for them to start game week 3. We have 4 minutes left to be played. Greenbank turning the screw. Liam Fitzpatrick tries to find the gap, just couldn't get the connection. That was the chance. Something I often talk about on commentary of the high and wide wingers, of just your concentration levels need to be on it at all times. You need laser focus, because in a split second the ball can break to you and you can be the difference between no points, 1 point and 3 points. I'd like to see Summer Rice pick that off. Nice pass from Liam Lynch, putting together some really nice passing patterns, so Luke Kelly has to be on his game to break them lanes up. Drives into the side of Liam Lynch, advantage played. He's had an absolute brilliant debut, Liam Lynch. He's such a physically strong player, and the further context, Luke Kelly is one of the most physical players in the division, and Liam Lynch does not look overawed by that. If anything, he's getting the better of the exchanges.
Absolutely, I'm really impressed by him.
Again, set ball contested between Jacob Buckplatt and Liam Lynch. Going to have it retaken. I think it was engaged a little bit sooner than referee Mark Kerrison would have appreciated. So once again, we're going to see Liam Lynch's physicality on show. I think the caption I'd give it is deceivingly strong, Liam Lynch.
Yeah, he doesn't look the most physical player, but he's giving Luke a great battle out there.
It's been a fairly quiet half for Amir Ali in the Villa goal. I think that speaks volumes as to the work of Dave Lewis, particularly just being that screen in front of him. They won't want to do anything rash now. They've got 90 seconds plus any additional time to secure this 3 points.
No, the players should be looking to take the ball into the corner, winding that clock down. If
they can get it up there, they'll want to do that. Substitute for Villa Rockets, Bobby Allen back on in place of Summer Rice. So can they weather the storm? We will see. This is probably the last real opportunity for Greenbank to find an equaliser. We're ticked over into the final minute. I'm going to press you for a player of the match in a moment, Rickin, so start your thought process on that one. It's Jacob Buckplatt. That's disappointing. Just caught in two minds as to what to do there, and in doing so, just ricochets into the central area, occupied by Liam Lynch and Dave Lewis. Dave Lewis fortunate there. That second ball didn't quite have the power. Jacob Bookplatt could have potentially engaged that in a 180, but wasn't able to do so. And now Bobby Allen managing the game. He's going to drive it into this corner, and they've won a 2-on-1. Brilliant work from Villa. Player of the match, please, Rickin.
It's been a real tough one, but I think since his introduction in the start of the second half, it has to be Bobby Allen for me. He was the difference between Villa winning and Villa getting a draw out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I have to watch that goal back. What a set-piece routine. The level of skill and accuracy exhibited. Probably one of his best goals in the National League, and he scored a fair few, whether that be Premiership or Championship. We've ticked over into additional time, so barring a really late rally and bit of magic from Greenbank, Villa will get the 3 points. You have to say they're good value for it. First half, you could probably tip towards Greenbank in terms of the more attacking team, but Villa been so professional, so well organised, and I said in the first half it would take a moment of magic to open the scoring. We got that, and it's going to prove to be the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been that one moment of magic, and that's been the difference between the two sides.
Villa will want that full-time whistle to be blown, and just as Jacob Bookplatt ventures into the Villa box, Mark Kerrison blows the whistle for full-time. A fantastic game of football. Villa Rockets won. The single goal scored by Bobby Allen early in the second half sees them take 3 well-earned points in their first game of game week 3. Let's show the live league table so you can see how that result and the one on Court A influences things. Teesside up to second now, 1 point behind league leaders Leeds Chariot, so they will have aspirations of lifting the title. Villa, as mentioned earlier, leapfrog Greenbank in the Optegra Premiership League table. Next for Villa, they have a fixture against Middlesbrough, so more favourable certainly on paper. Thank you to all that have tuned in, to myself and Rick, and you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been an interesting experience. Yeah, hopefully I've done okay.
Well, I think we're back on commentary alongside one another 3 times today.
Oh, wow.
So our next game, Sevenoaks versus Newcastle at 1 o'clock. Thank you to all that have tuned in. We'll be back very shortly for the next game on Court B.